The Hoop Scoop is what it's been all week. The NBA offseason, specifically free agency. And early in the week, we had some big dominoes fall. Then the shocker with Damian Lillard / Miles Turner going to the Bucks. But pretty calm right now, but a giant drama unfolding with the Lakers. And it started with Rich Paul saying they're keeping an eye on things and trying to pursue a championship, all while knowing the Lakers' main focus is appeasing 26-year-old Luka and his timeline, not 40-year-old LeBron James. And there is a chance that LeBron could be traded this year or request a trade because he has a no-trade clause. Let's take a step back. The most recent news with LA is they're signing Deandre Ayton, who was bought out in Portland. This is a #1 overall pick with a hefty salary, but he was paid to go away after being traded away from Phoenix. So his attitude, work ethic's been in question. Maybe LeBron can push the right buttons like he's done with some guys in the past. But Lakers needed to do this. This is the best option available for center. And he's going to go 2 years, $16 million plus, player option in year 2. Lakers starting lineups, impressive. Some big names, obviously. You have LeBron, Luka, Ayton, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. But my issue with this is, at best, this coming season in the Western Conference, I think 5th seed is at best what they can do because I think everyone else has gotten better. Let me know your thoughts. Where do you think the Lakers will finish? What's their best case scenario? I'm pessimistic, especially about their defense, but there are some scenarios. I mean, they were the 3rd seed this past year, but the West is much better. I think Denver got better. I think Dallas definitely got better. Houston certainly got better. Minnesota looks to improve. And the Lakers, yes, they were the 3 seed, but they could have easily been the 7 seed. I think they're a play-in team. And I think that's okay with the Lakers as long as they're healthy, because if they can get into the playoffs, then it's come beat me 4 out of 7 when I have LeBron and Luka. I think that's the key sort of spacing things. But the problem with this is the Lakers have a different timeline for Luka and LeBron. Luka is the priority. First things first, about a month from now, he's eligible for a contract extension. 4 years, $228 million. Now, he could also do a 3-year deal and then maybe do a 5-year extension for the max in 2028. Or he can decline it all and become a free agent next summer when so many teams have cap space as opposed to this summer. So that's the concern of the Lakers. Their focus is Luka, a top 5 player in the league, top 7, whatever you want to call it, at 26 years old. He's the future. He's the franchise. He's in his prime. And they don't want to lose him next summer. So that's the key. He could decline and become a free agent next summer, but maybe he gets a 4-year extension or 3-year extension. That will be his decision. Same agent as Luka and Deandre Ayton is Austin Reeves, who's 27. He did decline his contract extension offer from the Lakers. That was 4 years, $89.2 million, because he can become a free agent next summer, again, when other teams have more cap space. And then just the market value on him, it's way more than 4 years, 89.2. Lakers knew that, but that was the max they could offer. So next summer, they could trade him during the year as an expiring deal, but he's going to get much more than that, even with an injury or something like that. His game's not going to regress drastically. So that's the concern. But the Lakers did make a move today, getting Jackson Hayes. Yeah, the center they could not start, and the center they wanted to replace mid-season after getting Luka. Remember when they traded for Mark Williams, who failed the physical, according to the Lakers. So they get him for 1 more year, and he's going to be a backup to Deandre Ayton, and that's what he is. He's a good backup center in this league, and he's got pogo stick ups and will be a nice lob threat and can protect the rim on defense. But here's the funny thing. Because it's a 3rd straight 1-year deal for him, he, by league rules, has a no-trade clause, essentially. And that is just so rare in the NBA. And as you would imagine, there's been some comedians coming out in social media, specifically X. So let's take a heat check on this. And everyone reacting because the irony of how they tried to replace him in the starting lineup. Now they're bringing him back, and he has a no-trade clause. So here's Cuffs the Legend is the X handle. The Lakers really brought back Jackson Hayes with everything at stake. Yeah, well, maybe locker room chemistry is going to be okay. How about Luka got magic? Rob Pelinka really gave a no-trade clause to Jackson Hayes with another popular GIF or GIF. This one's fascinating. Hams Talks Hoops Players with a no-trade clause in NBA history: David Robinson, John Stockton, Kobe, Dirk, this is all chronological order, Duncan, Garnett, Wade, Melo, LeBron, Bradley Beal got it in Washington, now has it in Phoenix, and now the greatest of them all, Jackson Hayes. That's going to be the answer to your trivia question many, many years from now. Jackson Hayes, again, in a roundabout way, has a no-trade clause. So pretty good stuff. And then here's NBA Centel working its magic. Bronny James reportedly told the Lakers he's willing to take a pay cut, pretending to cite Chris Haynes, who obviously did not say that. And the joke in this one is that, remember, LeBron got criticized early in the week where he opted in his final year deal with the Lakers, $52 million, and critics saying he should take less, enable the Lakers to go sign free agents, improve the team if it's all about championships. So Bronny was the one with his small salary, according to a fake account. So that was pretty humorous in that one. Now, let's go to the WNBA, and we all know the name Sophie Cunningham by now because she became popular for her willingness to scrap at the defense of her star teammate, Caitlin Clark, and had the pulling of the hair and everything, and she's sort of the enforcer because no one else is going to protect Caitlin Clark, including the WNBA officials, so it's her job to do it. Well, she's getting a lot more attention these days, and the W had a big announcement earlier this week announcing that they're going to add 3 more cities with expansion teams over the next 5 years: Philly, Detroit, and Cleveland. Well, Cunningham, known to throw some blows, maybe she put her foot in her mouth here, saying this about her thoughts on the W expanding to those particular cities.
I also think that you want to listen to your players too. Like, where do they want to play? Where are they going to get excited to play and draw fans? And I do think that Miami would have been a great one. Like, everyone loves Florida. Nashville is an amazing city. Kansas City, amazing opportunity. There's a huge arena downtown that no one's using. But man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cincinnati.
Keep in mind, she's from a small town in Missouri, Columbia, Missouri. That's where University of Mizzou is. And I used to live there early in my career, and it's not exactly the Big Apple. So it was a little shocking that she said that. And it's like, look, it's a handful of months in the summer. You don't know those cities. Probably should take the higher road and not stick your foot in your mouth. Well, at least she started to backpedal when she was asked about it, because the cities of Detroit and Cleveland and on X commented about things. So she clarified her comments.
All I was really getting at is like Broadway, the off-court lifestyle. And so I think that is really intriguing. I think Miami's intriguing. That's all I was getting at. I'm thankful for what they've done for our history of the sport. I think it'd be fun to kind of get some teams outside of the NBA market. I do think there is benefit when you do have an NBA team, but that's all I was getting at. I think people totally misread that situation. I would never speak down upon middle-class, blue-collar working people. That's where I come from. I'm from Missouri. I get I'm in Indiana, and that's kind of why I'm hinting at Broadway sounds fun. Sophie in Miami sounds fun. All I was getting at.
This kind of thing comes with the territory. You are in the spotlight, and WNBA players are learning about all this media attention. You're always going to have a microphone in your face. Take it from me, someone who's had a microphone on for a long time, for over a couple decades. When you talk that often on camera, you're bound to say something stupid or something you want to backpedal on. And she did that. So she took it in stride. It's a lesson for everyone. Just apologize. She kind of did, right? She backpedaled. She changed it. She apologized if she offended anyone. So she's not qualified to talk about the finances and what went on behind the scenes with how those 3 cities got expansion, teams. She is qualified to speak from a player's perspective, and that's what she did, but she doesn't have, the total experience. And then she backpedaled. It's a good lesson for everyone, but let's move on. These are growing pains in the W. No harm, no foul. But we did have some harm where the Fever played the Lynx on Tuesday night in the Commissioner's Championship game, and Red Panda, serious injury, broken left wrist after she fell off a unicycle during the halftime show, taken off the court via a wheelchair, spent 11 hours in a Minneapolis hospital. She needs to consult more doctors before undergoing surgery. Entire basketball community offering well wishes, including Caitlin Clark during their post-game celebration that was televised.
Red Panda, we love you.
Red Panda!
Red Panda got hurt at halftime. Feel bad. on the bike and does the we love you, Red Panda! Red Panda, if you're watching! Red Panda! Red Panda, if you're watching, we love you.
We as fans don't get along, but the one thing we all agree on, both WNBA and NBA fans, is Red Panda is awesome, but she anticipates returning to full health and being back for next year's NBA season. So obviously we all wish her well, but that was a concern. That was certainly alarming because she's always on the unicycle, perfect, tossing those bowls, and she did have a mistake. So she is human, but fortunately, all signs point to her being A-OK. This is a segment where you get to shine. It's sort of our mailbag segment. We hear from you, and you let us know what you like, dislike, what you want to see more of, less of. Join the conversation, as we like to say, because we want to welcome your feedback and apply it, and that's the key. Let's recap some comments we had in the comments section of the last episode. PD6189 says, thanks for the reasoned, sober analysis of the latest Clark Circus nonsense. Tafoya really exposed herself with the activist line. I'm so sick of these newcomer W fans and their horse spit takes on the W and its players. It's tiresome. And I agree. It is really tiresome. And what I spoke about was the report that came out and said that the WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard. It was not the case at all. All the players that were surveyed asked to fill out an all-star ballot, and they could only choose 4 guards. Well, total votes, Clark ranked 9th. That's because she's only played 9 games. She's missed basically half of the Fever's games. She hasn't played that great. She was hurt, 2 separate injuries. She was hurt with her most recent one, the groin injury, going into her last hiatus. So she was, I think, like 3 of something shooting. And other players are having better seasons. It's why LeBron didn't win MVP every year. It's because it's based on the performance. That's what all-star voting is by players. Now, it's only 25% of the total votes. The media does another 25%, and the fans do 50%. Of course, she's so popular. But in terms of performance, like if all WNBA teams were announced, she wouldn't be on the second or team. She definitely wouldn't be on the first, probably not the second, maybe the third. So it's not that crazy that other players didn't vote for her in terms of the top 4 guards. She hasn't played. She's played half the games. Now, another comment, and again, we welcome criticism as well. It is about basketball. Voting Caitlin Clark as the 9th best guard is not about basketball. It's about immaturity, insecurity, childishness, dumbness, etc. The same with you, Doug Kezirian. Saying Caitlin Clark, in your view, is the 9th best guard speaks not about basketball. It speaks about your lack of basketball IQ, dumbness, or outright being blind. And I told this viewer that I appreciate her input and don't think you fully understand the voting protocol, which I just explained. Players could only vote for 4 guards based on only playing 9 games and not playing that great. I understand how she finished 9th in voting. She wasn't ranked 9th. She got the total of 9th most votes for a guard. It was not a survey to rank the best guard. And so my colleagues in the media space are not sharing and not breaking down this voting protocol. This was not a random survey. She ranked 9th. She had the 9th most votes amongst guards by fellow players, and I don't think it's that outrageous. If I had a ballot, I would have put her at best 4th, at best, and maybe 6th or 7th. So, but I would have only turned in 4 votes for guards, and she would not have made it on my ballot. So that's the key. Clark finished 9th because she didn't get enough votes. If I had a ballot, I definitely would have had 3 other guards ahead of her, and maybe she would have been my 4th. But it's the details. Look, the WNBA brings on the criticism themselves, and they certainly make mistakes, but this was not one of them. So anyways, we appreciate you getting involved in the conversation. Always let us know, and you can join the conversation if you'd like to say. So please, let us know what you like, dislike, all that good stuff, and that'll do it for this edition of Hard Pass.